Uh, in my last video, we had said about the adaptive features of the desert animals. Here are some of the pictures of the desert animals. Just you can see in the video. And here you can see some common desert plants and animals for your knowledge. Today we will start discussion about the adaptive features of desert plants. Extreme desert is without any vegetation and rainfall. Now, what do you mean by extreme desert? That means where the condition is extreme, very hot, without rainfall. As a consequences, without rainfall means without vegetation. But there are some deserts which include arid regions. They contain considerable vegetation, commonly called as xerophytes. So, here you can get a question, what is xerophyte? That is, the desert plants are known as the xerophytes. They can be present in the desert in the form of a desert bush, shrubs, succulents, for example, cactus. And what is the speciality of these cactus? They store water and they avoid drought by growing only where there is adequate moisture. Okay. Now, in some desert, plants survive as seeds for several years. See, this is a beautiful adaptation. If the condition in the desert is very hostile, very harsh, then there are some plants, they remain as a seed for several years until a little rainfall provides condition suitable for growth. That means they will remain in the seed state for so long until and unless they get the adequate environment to grow. And this environment comes when there is little bit of rainfall. So, when there is rainfall, the environment becomes suitable. These seeds then germinate and grows into new plants. In the desert plant, always you can see they possess thick cuticle and a very low surface area and sunken stomata. Three things I have mentioned here. What is this? The first one is thick cuticle. Why? Cuticle is thick to absorb the water, to retain the water so that water doesn't go out. A very low surface area, leaves surface area or the lamina part, the broad leaf part is very less, so that they get the very less space to transpirate or to release the water. And also sunken stomata, that means stomata is closed and the stomata open during the night time to minimize water loss in transpiration, because transpiration happens when there is high sunlight. So the daytime these stomata remains in a sunken state, remains in a closed state, and they open in the night so that the rate of transpiration is less and more water can be retained within the plant body. The stem epidermal surface is covered with waxy material which prevents water loss. The same thing, that is, in order to survive, in order to capture or in order to retain water, and obviously in order to survive, they have that waxy layer. Absence of broad leaves and abundance of spines further protect desert plant from being eaten by animal consumers. This is another thing, that is, in cactus mainly you had seen there are a lot of spines. Now, why there are a lot of spines? To reduce the rate of transpiration so that the broad base or the lamina is not present in the leaves. And what is the advantage of these spines? They act as a protector. That means if any consumer, any animal tries to eat them directly or tries to go near to that plant or touch the plant, these spines act as a protector which protects the plant from other enemies. The roots in the perennial xerophytes are very, very deep. Why this is very deep? Because water is not present in the topsoil layer. Okay, water is very scarce, so water is present in the very deep. So the roots has to be long to search the water, because if the roots are not long, they will not reach up to the water level which is far down the top level. Stem is usually covered with corky layers which reduces water loss. Ultimate intention is to reduce the water loss. So by wax, by corky layer, by thick epidermis, by any means the water is conserved, and this how the desert plants especially they adjust into the desert in order to survive in a better way. Here you can see some of the features, some of the pictures of the desert plant. Hope you have understood the adaptation of the desert plants and animals in the chapter. In the next video, we will continue with the next portion. Thank you.